By now you should know how to calculate the average, or mean, of a list of numbers. You simply add all the numbers in the list and then divide by the number of numbers in the list. For example, the average of 72, 81, and 60 is found by adding those three numbers, then dividing by 3 to get 71. But this is not the only kind of average we can calculate. In a weighted average, different number values or categories might have different weights or importance. Each number is multiplied by its category's weight before adding to the others. Then we divide by the sum of the weights to get the weighted average. One weighted average that you deal with every day is your class grade. Here at our school, your grade for any given assignment falls into one of three categories: daily work, worth 45% of the total; quiz or exam, worth 40%; and the 9 weeks exam, worth 15%. Here's a sample list of 8 grades for a given 9-week grading period. The first thing we'll do is find the average of the grades in each of the three categories using the familiar average formula. These 3 grades are shown here. Next, we'll multiply each category's average by the category's weight. We add up these results and divide by the total of the weights, which in this example totals 100% or just 1. So, your 9 weeks grade would be 84%, rounded to the nearest whole percent. We can find a weighted average in sports. In baseball, a player is given a statistic called a slugging average. Unlike the standard batting average, which is a simple average of hits divided by attempts, also called at-bats, the slugging average takes into account how far the batter made it around the bases. The hits are weighted according to which base he reached on each hit. Singles are weighted by 1, doubles by 2, triples by 3, and home runs by 4. The farther your hit takes you around the bases, the more it counts. Let's compare the slugging averages of 2 players, each with 10 hits. Player A has 10 hits, 6 singles, 2 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Notice that most of his hits were singles. Calculating his slugging average, he earns a score of 1.700. Player B also has 10 hits, but more of his hits yielded more bases. He has 3 singles, 2 doubles, 4 triples, and 1 home run. Most of his hits are doubles or better. When we calculate his slugging average, he earns a score of 2.300. While both players each had 10 hits, the weights assigned to the type of hit gave player 2 the higher average. Another sports statistic is the NFL's quarterback passer rating. This is a much more complex formula taking into account completions per attempted pass, yards gained per attempt, touchdowns per attempt, and interceptions per attempt. Note that each of those components by itself is a kind of average. Although these components are given different weights, the passer rating is not a true average because the numbers that go into it are modified by subtraction. And the total is divided by a number not equal to the sum of the weights. So a score like this is called an index rather than an average to emphasize that distinction.